Hi everybody, this is Alan. This is the second episode. We are going to do another Gyokuro, this time from Den's Tea. There was only one from that May Leave offered, so we're kind of done with them for the Gyokuro at least. And Den's Tea has two different ones. The one we're doing today is what they call Gyokuro Kin, which Google says translates to money. Here's the leaf. The differences I'm noticing between this and the Yakumidori from Mayleaf is that it seems to be a little more crushed. Watching a few tea tasting videos, I observed that they would crush it to intentionally bring out more astringency. So I imagine this would naturally be more astringent than the Yakumidori, which was more whole leaf than more percentage whole leaf than what I'm seeing here. A lot more crumbs. So we're going to do the same parameters as last time. It will be 12 grams of leaf to 200 mil. So 6 grams per 100 mil. And the first steep will again be with room temperature water. Let's get that in there. And get the timer ready. So it's going to be room temp for 14 minutes. Fill that up. It's still a very dark green. There are more, the color, I don't know the word, but it's not all even. There are some lighter yellow ones throughout it. But for the most part, it's about the same dark chlorophyll-y green color as the Yakumidori. It's just not as even as the Yakumidori. Anyway, all right, so we're going to do this for 14 minutes. We'll be back. We'll just cut out and come back about minute 13. So. All right, and we're back. We've just passed the 13-minute mark. So looks like about 50 more seconds and it'll be ready. Let's get that out of the way. You can see how, well, maybe, how full that pot has gotten as the leaves have expanded, started to absorb that water. Definitely uses up the real estate good. All right, about 20 more seconds. Get everything ready. Okay. All right, here we go. It is thick. I can't confirm. I haven't compared it to Mayleaf's, the Yakumidori cultivars. I can do a side-by-side video. We can compare different cultivars, different vendors. This cultivar is Yabukita. How they pronounce that? Yabukita. All right, the smell. Pretty much this, well, yeah, about the same. Just steamed spinach, oceany, well, like seaweedy green. Yeah, very nice. Let's get this going. Okay, and then the liquor, it's cloudier, and I imagine it's because it has more of the crushed pieces in it. I can't see through it. About the same as the other Gyokuro I've tried. This is only the second one I've tried, so we're exploring what this is, what a good one is, what bad ones are. This for density is their affordable one of the two. This one, let's go ahead and taste it. Put that in the to drink later mug. Cheers. Ooh, can't breathe tea. Definitely more astringent than the other one. I don't know if that's due to the cultivar or the fact that there's a lot of dust in it, or a combination of both. One thing I might do in a video is I might sift out the dust and try to get as much of the big leaves as possible, and just to see what the whole leaf is, kind of how much astringency gets taken away from that. I can, just kind of projecting, I can sense why this would be in the more affordable range. It's more harsh. I still like it, but it's more harsh than what I'm remembering from the Kumidori. It's not as velvety. A little more astringent, some of that sticky mouth there already on the first one, which on the first steep, the first one I tried, the first episode, it took a steep or two before it got astringent. All right, so let's add some heat. This is, again, as low as I can go, 60 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna do it for 1.5 minutes. Just fill it up to the neck, right there. Put that all inside. All right, so while we wait, we can just kind of talk some of the stats. The price, this is about almost a third of the price of May leaves. This one comes out to 25 cents per gram, about $7.09 an ounce, where the May leaves was 64 cents a gram. So it is just under a third of the price of the other one. So definitely more affordable. It's, at least from the first steep, it's still very delicious. But when you compare them, I can tell the differences where this is more, it's not as velvety, it's a lot more harsh, more stringent. I can feel more activity here, so part of it is a feeling in the mouth, in addition to the taste differences. I mentioned Yabukita is the cultivar. This was picked first flush, about the same as the other one. It is very early in the spring. Okay, let's get this drained. Still nice and thick. This seems to be a lot greener than the cold. I'll hold it up once it's all drained out. But I'm seeing a lot more chlorophyll in this. That's interesting. Come on. There we go. Got it. Ooh, whoa. So I know I've mentioned like steamed spinach, but before it was more hints towards it. This literally smells like it. Almost like the block of frozen spinach that you'll get in the grocery store and you've now defrosted. This is that smell. Don't want to say fishy, but maybe that's where it's kind of the ocean seaweed. Just reminding me of kind of marine environment. All right, I'm going to increase the temp to 65. Let that heat up while I taste. Definitely greener. It was a little more yellow on the cold brew, so, alright. Let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, if I can compare side by side, like, look at that. If hopefully the light's good enough, you can see the difference. Cold brew, 60 degrees. We'll blend them all together. But let's see what this tastes like by itself. Cheers. The only word coming to mind is like harsh, like it's harsher. It's I guess when you compare side by side, why this would probably be the more affordable version than the higher priced ones. But this is only my second Gyokuro, so I don't know which properties. I haven't been exposed to enough to know which properties are what is desired. The other one was just in your face umami. This has some umami. It's very savory, but not as smooth. All right, it is heated up. Let's get another minute and a half going. There we go. So steep 2, this is gonna be 65. Location-wise, this is grown in the same place. Shizuoka is the province. This one is by the Asahina River, which from what I'm seeing, I'll show a map, it's pretty close to the Fujita. The same province. That's about all the stats I've got. Well, another, I guess, difference, their website, I'll put a link, for this one doesn't mention if it's hand-picked or machine-picked or not, so I'd imagine that since it doesn't mention it, that it's probably not, but that's just an assumption simply because they haven't advertised and bragged about it. The May Leafs is hand-picked. The other Den's Tea Gyokuro that I'll try in the next video does say it's hand-picked, so I don't know if part of why the price difference is maybe it's the same leaf, but this was machine-picked and the other one's hand-picked. I don't know. All right, we are at 1:30. Oops, spilling all over. Definitely taking a long time to drain. It's very, probably because the leaf is so crushed that it makes it hard to get the water through the strainer. So I would be interested, I wonder what sifting this and then just tasting the bigger leaves, what that would taste like. All right. Whoa. It's reminding me of fish. Steamed spinach, classic, still there, but a little bit more fishy. Fresh fish, I would say, not rotten fish, so it's not repulsive, but it keeps reminding me about fish. Still very green. This is steep 3. Let's get the water heating to 70. So steep 3, but the second one with heat. Get that all merged together. Cheers. Actually, it tastes kind of fishy. Again, not rotten fish, but I don't know if fish is something I should be tasting. But that is what it's reminding me of. Interesting. Still got a lot of flavor in it, so I bet I could go another 2. We'll see what this one does at 70. We'll do another minute and a half for this. I'm also noticing it's got a lot of bubbles. That was the last one. As I was getting ready to drink it, I just saw a lot of bubbles all over. There's bubbles here. I don't know why it would be foamy. What the foam means. But I don't know. I don't remember any foam on the Akumidori. So maybe that's something to look out for. I'll discover as I go through. Like I said, I got... I bought... It was 21 Gyokuros, but then I have learned that a few of them were the stems. So that'll be interesting. I guess the stems for Gyokuro and even... not matcha. The names, I'm still pretty new at this, so I don't know the names. But the stems are something that people drink, so I'll be curious what the stems taste like. But getting there, almost a minute and a half. Very foamy. That's intriguing. Ooh. I think it's spilling so much because it's backlogged, and so what I'm used to pouring has normally already flown out before it gets to the lid by that time, but I'll adapt. Maybe something philosophical. You have to adapt with your tea. Learn it. I'm sure there's ways to make even bad tea better. Just with techniques. Alright, the aroma is definitely less. I have to hunt for the steamed spinach smell now. Alright. Let's get this heating up. Just in case I can do another one. We'll get it to 75, but we'll taste it and find out if it can take another. So it is getting more transparent, not as cloudy. I can see shadows, but there's still a lot of particles. I'm gonna try to cool it off since we're getting hotter water now. I don't know if you can see the bubbles, just very frothy. Get that in there. Cheers. Fish. Definitely the astringent as more and more steeps go. A lot of flavor still though. It's not weak. But it's definitely pulling out more of, I guess, off flavors. Like it's tasting fishy. I can't imagine that that would be an appealing thing. It's not as active, it's more dull. I'm not getting the almost puckery feeling around my jaw and the sides of my tongue. That's not happening now. It's more just kind of mellow, brothy, but very astringent. I'd almost say bitter, but I'd have to have black tea. I've only had one, the Tivana. We'll go into that later. So I'm not quite sure what bitter means as compared to for a green tea versus a black tea. I'm still new, so we're exploring. Okay, I think we could do another at least. This is 75. 75 degrees. Get that filled up. Still a lot of foam. I'm like, look at that. Just very bubbly. Intriguing. I don't know. Matcha, like they whisk it. Like maybe that's. I'll have to research that. I never even thought to what foam could mean as far as a property. Just crossing a minute, so about another 30 seconds or so. Really like this. I think I got this from, well, I'd have to look it up. Maybe I'll put it there, but I like almost ergonomic of this where I can put my finger here and it's just very easy to pour. It's pretty fun. I would imagine that your tea equipment should be just as pleasant as the tea you're drinking. That helps with the whole experience. And I like it. All right, and here we go. Oh, goodness. That is just clogged. It is very thick, dripping all over. Could be the crappy pot, but I've brewed a lot out of this, so I'm more used to a better flow. This is thick. Wow, come on. That out of there. There we go. Okay. Almost no spinach anymore. Forget which is this, the fourth brew? Steeping? The fourth hot one? Let's find out. Put this on here. So I did the cold, 60, 70, 75. Yeah, so that's 4. Oh, get it warming up to 80. Just to see if maybe it can take another. A lot more transparent. I can, like if I'm looking down, I can see through it. I can't see through it this way, but it's probably just because it's so wide. But this way I can definitely see to the tray. Let's try to cool that down a little bit so I can just drink it. Still bubbles, yeah. Cheers. Fishiness seems to have mellowed. That last one was just kind of like, ugh. But this one seems more approachable. I think we can do one more. All right, so this is at 80. Okay. 80 degrees Celsius. What's intriguing to me is even though I would dare say that this is on the lower quality, it seems to be giving me a lot more steeps than May Leafs. After like 4, it just died. Like it was empty at about then. I usually keep brewing it just to use up the water in my pot, but this still has a lot of flavor, at least on that last one. So just something intriguing. How it's still giving. About halfway there. I mean, it's giving you, what is this, 2.5 cups so far? About 20 more seconds. I think we'll do this as the last hot one, and then after the first one, I actually just drank it, and it was very nice. It was an intriguing experience. So I'll drink this one on video. It was intriguing how all the properties through each steep existed when you mixed it. So, oof. Hopefully this will drain. That's very thick. That is, come on. Yeah, almost no. The aroma's kind of dying out there. Okay, I'll just turn that off. There's still a lot of particles in there. Try to cool that off. All right. Cheers. It's hotter, so I slurp it to help kind of cool it. Not a whole lot of flavor now. It's mostly just kind of astringent and nothing standing out as far as flavor-wise. All right, so let's try some of this, where every steep is kind of mixed together, and we'll get all the properties of all of them. Okay. Cheers. Yep. Definitely the juxtaposition between having it, my last cup was all used up, and now having the umami from the first steeps are coming because it's got the first steeps in it. But then it's not as harsh. It's as you have the watery ones with the super intense ones all mixed together, it kind of evens out, and this is pretty good. Sencha, that's what I was trying to think of. Sencha sticks, the twigs. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next video.